Welcome back to Limbus Company, Daily Mirror Dungeon. Continuing onwards with Canto 3 Gaming. If we take a look at my starter buffs, I've fully maxed out the Starlight Tree right now. At least as much of it as there is at the current moment. With the update coming this week, there's going to be at least 10 more nodes added. We're going to see just how much it ends up being truly. But yeah, I get a bunch of, it's mostly just random effects that, reduce, how much it costs to do various things and gaining more cost from selling and just in general, which is cool. It'll matter for builds. Anyways, let's get into it. It's about time to use another, probably one of the most comedical design wise ego gifts, that being the compass. It's just like Canto 5. Wow. First turn to start a wave, randomly inflict 5 plus number of enemies times 3, sync and count between all enemies or all abnormality parts. For abnormalities, only the core counts as an enemy. Basically, just inflict a bunch of sync and count on everything every turn. That's cool. The more enemies there are, the more sync and count that gets inflicted. Although, of course, the more enemies there is, the more there is to split the sync and count between. Also, Thorny Path for a little bit more syncing and sync and count on turn end. Fun stuff. See, of course, we're running a syncing team, so I've got to bring, the actual syncing units. You know, we've got DHE, we've got Molar, we've got, Spice Bush, and some, the other ones, too. These guys are also syncing. If I was really thinking ahead of myself, I could have also brought G-Corb but, that's fine. Don't particularly need her. Otis is, cycle for the sake of the gaining more starlight through the rest meter is a little scuffed because she doesn't quite have enough identities to fully do it yet. It'll get better in time though. We are getting, we're finally getting our next Otis identity soon. That'll make the difference. It's only really odd how Otis is treated so with such little content as the others. I mean, I think it's because of the fact that it's harder to give Otis identities because of the fact that Otis seems the most commander you know? She's usually the most deserving of being a section leader or something like that. But if you only have those, then it's a little hard to do. Oh, that's my only guess right now. I don't know how reasonable of a guess it is. Maybe there's other reasons for it. Maybe it's because her name literally means no one. Maybe she's that's how many egos and identities she's getting. None. Who can say? Good. Down they go. Okay. I do know the compass is an EU gift you can upgrade, and it does some pretty nice effects from upgrading it. So we're definitely going to want to make our way towards that. See what we can get. And we're really lucky if you get the sinking tier 4 you get too. It's the... what is it? Artistic sense? Whatever it is. It's not insane for the effects of sinking, but it is just kind of really insane because at ++, it just makes it so you deal 50% more damage to abnormalities and normal fights with 0 or less sanity on the enemies. A little bit funny. Yeah, this guy's at 10-10 sinking already. Good stuff. If we can, I'd definitely like to make it so... I definitely want to stop at the shops, probably giving either... I mean, any of the 3 good sinking units could benefit from more skill 3s if we really want to lean into the sinking. For Spice Bush, we could lean into the Deluge a little bit more. Could be funny. Ishmael's skill 3's sinking infliction is really good. So getting more of that could be good. Similar-ish situation for DHE, Rhodion's skill 3, although hers is just kind of... She's the least important to actually change the skill set of, simply because, well, it's Rhodion. You can take a guess as what we're going to be doing most of the time with her when we're trying to inflict sinking, and it's not exactly using her skill 3. Not exactly. But anyways... Shop time. Yisang. Yeah. Don't want to sell anything. I don't want to spend cost here. Maybe I'll refresh like once. Okay, I don't want to spend cost here. I want to save up my cost because I want to make sure that I'm going to be able to get some upgrades at the rest stop on the next floor. I don't know if I can upgrade the thorns. Maybe it's not one that I remember seeing being able to upgrade. Maybe you can, maybe you can. No, you can, because it changes to lust resonance instead of absolute resonance, right? I think so, okay. So we're going to want a lot of cost, because if we can get both of those to plus plus, that could be decent. Don't know just how good the thorns are at plus plus. I know compass is pretty good at plus plus. It just means even more sinking every turn. Okay. We keep on gaming. We game. Yeah, stacking singing on enemies with that. It's a nice little effect. The Thorny Path is like a nice little effect. It's pretty minor. If you hit someone with sinking stuff, they just take a little more sinking at turn end. It's good for maintaining it a little bit, keeping it a bit more positive as far as sinking count goes. And a little more potency is always nice too. Not like the most important thing. That didn't work so well. Yeah, Pierce attack moment. These guys sure do resist it. These guys do not resist this excruciating study, though, and therefore are in for a little bit of a rude awakening. Yeah, that one's a lot of sinking count, which is nice. No sinking potency, though, but... if only we had the ability to get Midwinter Nightmare, then we'd be able to inflict a lot more sinking. Unfortunately, that is one of the EU gifts that is currently inaccessible. Next week. I did do a stream last night. That was cool. We just did a couple more runs. I had already maxed out the Starlight Tree by the time I was doing that stream, so it was just building up more Starlight. For the future, I mean, you saw I had like 540 saved up. My plan is to try and get to like 2,000 or something maybe before the update comes out. I don't know if that'll be enough though. That's the thing, because it's gonna be 10 nodes. Will they average 200, or are they gonna average like 300, 400, something as long as that? How much grinding do you think is necessary? I don't believe the skill's a little bit scary because N-Corp exists, but also Sticky Muck is really funny. I mean, we should just take the sinking one, though. Its Pierce boost is not that big of a deal. We're not going to get hit by Pierce attacks, surely. Surely. Okay, where is it? It's there. Okay. I could do something like that, I could do something like that. One of those options works. We'll get there. We'll do, like, the risk encounter and maybe the abno encounter so we can just build up a lot of cost beforehand. Should work out fairly well. You're struggling. No shocker there. Whenever I take one of the actual mounting trials that increases damage dealt by enemies, I always see like the pierce up symbol and be like, ah yes, I'm going to deal more pierce damage to them right now. Which is not how that works at all. It just keeps on throwing me off because I'm like, yes, I should go for pierce attacks here, when in reality, like, the status effect doesn't even matter, really. I mean, it matters because of the fact it actually changes how much damage they're dealing. Sorry, something I need to play around, though. It's just pure damage increases, so it doesn't increase, like, clash power or anything. We still have as equal a chance to beat their clashes, their pierce clashes. Oh, it could be a nice friend to actually use Rhodium Pursuance a little bit. We'll see. We're also going to be using Rhyme Chink, though. But if we do need healing for any reason, we can always throw on our Pursuance, because we're using a lot of Sloth, we're using a lot of Pride. We're able to build it up fairly well with this team. Nice. I missed the perfect odds in turn 3 for Sunglyph so much. It just is so great that when his sanity's just a little too high, he'd still be able to do something. Speaking of doing something, these guys cannot do anything this turn. They're dying. Okay. This staggers, doesn't quite kill, but then we kill with the goat, Mariachi Sinclair. That's right, the legend himself. If we get like a crit ego gift, that would synergize with Mariachi, funny as that could be. Maybe we could actually get his crit up. Oh, we got Sticky Muck anyways, that's nice to see. It's pretty good. Stacking like debuffs on enemies from like Pierce attacks. We do have a fair bit of Pierce attacks, because like a decent chunk of the sinking team is Pierce. Namely, these two. You're only Pierce, and your skill 1 and 2 are Pierce. And you're like blunt and slash. You're all blunt. You've got some Pierce too as the forms of your skill 3 and your counter. And you're all blunt. So we could stack it, that's for sure. Let's see. Okay, you gotta redirect one of these two. Wrong skill. There you go, that'll work well. Okay, you can clash with this guy, do a lot of damage to him. He's weak to the Gluttony. That's how much Spreading Bud could do well here, but Blood Steep Scent is kind of stronger overall. Yeah, we'll go for it. You're weak to Gloom. You could counter one of them. These guys are weak to... No, they're not really weak to Wrath. You can counter that guy. Yeah, you'll do some damage. You'll do some damage. That'll be good. And then we do something like that. Okay, that looks good. And that guy's not living very hard. I'm just gonna do a little bit of damage. Also, it's doing a little bit of sinking. Making sure they're in a great spot for next turn. Because they're gonna get hit by... They're guaranteed to get hit by the Thorny Path. And they're gonna be hit by probably like a decent chunk of the sinking from the compass. 10-10 on that guy. They should make it so the compass like either targets, prioritizes people with low sinking or high sinking. Either way. Could make sense. Don't know how necessary that would be, though, of course. Might be a little overkill. Random works. Once again, I think for some EU gifts the random is a little bit iffy. But for stuff like the compass, like, yeah, that's how it works. Like, stuff like the compass, the lamp, I think it makes enough sense that they're random. It's pretty funny when it just goes all onto a single person. And, you know, random is how you do that. Sinking Deluge Gaming. Also, did Sinking Deluge happen 3 times? Or was that a damage number issue? I don't know. I'll have to pay a little bit of attention to that in the future, perhaps. I'm sure everything's fine. What are the chances that something isn't fine, after all? Yeah, you actually killed thanks to the sinking. That's good. Even if that guy resists the gloom. Still did enough. Oh yeah, you mass attack with Floral Breeze. Forgot about that. I never think about it. I mean, it's a good idea to like go for it when we're trying to like spread some sinking potency around, so it doesn't feel like a little bit of sinking potency next turn on hit. And sinking potency next turn is really nice because it is also a sinking count effectively because of how it works. Could matter if someone's not taking too much damage. Okay, Bloody Gadget, that's another thing we can sell. So something else to keep in mind, I was on stream last night, I was doing some testing, I heard some information, and there are ways to guarantee that you get ego gifts of a certain status effect. So what it is if when you're doing a fusion, if you only do things of the same sin affinity, that means, like, for example, Bloody Gadget is a lust one, you can tell by the orange, and Thorny Path is also a lust one. So if you throw in two lust ego-gifts, the fusion is almost certainly going to be a bleed ego-gift, because lust correlates with bleed. Wrath is burn, lust is bleed, sloth is tremor, gluttony is rupture, sinking is gloom, pride is poise, and envy is charge. So, like, if we fuse, say, the blue Zippolator and another random Gloom Ego gift, we'd be guaranteed to get something sinking related. Or at least highly likely. From what I know, it might have to do with, like, rarities. Like, for example, if I fused a Tier 3 guaranteed sinking, it would be something else randomly, because there is only one Tier 3 sinking, and I have it right now. So, it doesn't seem like a foolproof strategy, but it seems pretty, like, guaranteed most of the time. I don't know, though. It's something to mess around with a little. We did some testing. It seemed to check out. I got Bloody Gossipian when I threw in two Lust things, so, don't really want to test it with my two Lust Eo gifts right now, especially since one of them is, you know, sinking related. But just a cool piece of knowledge. I guess I can show it off, like, a little bit without, like, actually fusing. Because you'd really think it would be like, oh, if you put in two sinking things, you're guaranteed to get a sinking thing back. But no, if you put in two gloom things, you're guaranteed to get sinking. If you put in two sinking EU gifts, and if they aren't both gloom, then it isn't guaranteed to give you anything in particular. It could be anything random, really. So there are patterns you can follow, which could definitely, like, alter, like, your early game strategy. Maybe the floor 1 shop, you want to stockpile, like, cheap ego gifts of the sin affinity you're focusing on. And that way, in the tier 2 rest stop, you can just fuse a bunch of things of that respective status effect. Because you do start with 500 cost. That is a lot of cost. You could reroll for, like, get maybe, like, 2 or 3 things of the sin affinity you're looking for if you get lucky enough to actually, like, see what you want. Definitely seems like it could be more effective than just spamming reroll until you look for certain things for, like, tier 3s and something, maybe? So we'll go to the rest up here. I can show off what I'm talking about a little bit. So if we throw on Thorny Path, which is Lust, and Bloody Gadget, you can see the bleed symbol appears in the bottom right here. Despite neither of these being bleed, because they are both Lust, it's guaranteed to be a tier 2 bleed. Which is really interesting. Don't really think I'm going to use it here. Let's see, we'll upgrade this. Yeah, this becomes Lust resistant, so if we just use 2 Lust skills, it activates. This one becomes 10 plus... just apply more sinking count guaranteed. I'm getting them all to plus first before I choose what to plus. And this one is 3 sinking on all enemies with less than 0 SP for Abdos when rain apart, and randomly 2 sinking for every enemy skill. So I've gotten all those plus now. So Compass plus means its number of enemies times 4, which is a nice effect. For the Thorny Path, it becomes 4 sinking and 3 sinking count at turn end, so just +1 to the sinking and sinking count. And for the Headless Portrait, it becomes 4 sinking and 1 sinking count on enemies with less than 0 SP. Honestly, pretty good stuff across the board. I mean, Broken Compass feels like a definite one, right? I just barely can't get everything. I'm gonna be like a couple costs short, so we're gonna go Broken Compass. We're gonna go Thorny Path. And we're 8 short of upgrading Headless Portrait. Okay. Maybe we'll consider that at a later point. For now, we should probably stockpile cost a little bit, see if we can actually get something good at Future Shop. We're already pretty much set on sinking because we've got Rhyme Shank. Okay, you're gonna be pretty easy, if I'm being honest. Bloodsteep Send. We save Bloodsteep Send and we kill someone later using it. That's the plan. We spread out our damage for now. Weight of Knowledge, inflict sinking on the final hit. Yeah, there we go. And then this is gonna inflict a bunch more sinking. So you're already at 6, 7. It's going down a little bit because we're actually hitting you. Yeah, 12-5. You're already staggered. This isn't a good fight to test just how powerful sinking is, simply because these guys die. Their gimmick is pretty negligible. I think it only triggers when you kill one of them, or like if you take too long. If you kill all these guys in turn 1, like, the gimmick doesn't even, like, trigger because they're all dead, like, and it's a decently reasonable to kill them all. Maybe, I'm sure you could. Yeah, you have 30 HP, and you've got 16 sinking with 8 count. And you're neutral to Gloom. So we could just Umbrella Thwack, and this is guaranteed to kill, because even if he gets all heads, like, it's ratioed. We'll do a little Sinking Deluge here. I'm curious if the damage number is showing up several times, or if it's actually dealing the damage several times, because if so, that's stupid. It's really stupid. Nice, Sinking Gaming. Love to see it. Sinking Gaming. And here we go, we... Sinking Deluge here. Because you'll see, because he's got, like, a bunch of Sinking... Oh, never mind, we just killed with the second coin. But whenever we trigger Sinking Deluge, it is showing, like, 3 of the same number, I think. I think this bug happened, like, a while back, too. Where it's purely visual, though. So maybe something similar there. We don't really want to give enemies 15% more max HP, that's a little rude. Bleed, Charge... I guess we'll take Bleed, because this one actually doesn't increase Bleed Infliction or anything, it just benefits enemies that have Bleed. We could grab something that synergizes well for that. We could do something like this. Go to another rest stop. Could be worth it. Could sell some of the stuff we don't particularly need. How does this Gloom... Let's look for something Gloom, maybe. We could fuse another Gloom Ego Gift. None of these are Gloom, I don't think. What even is there that's Gloom? Is there... There's not a lot, right? There's not a lot coming to mind. Was... Oh, it was Employee Card... No, Employee Card's Wrath. Yeah, I don't know. Well, we'll sell some of this stuff that we don't particularly need. Stuff that doesn't synergize with, you know, our build. Yeah, there we go. We probably didn't need to sell that much, all things considered, but we've got the Zippo lighter. Wrist guards? Is that... That's Pride, yeah, that's Pride. Well, it seems like things aren't going in our favor, so we're just not going to get a chance to do anything funny in the rest stop, it seems. We'll be able to upgrade the portrait if nothing else, and we've got a lot of cost saved that we don't really need because I sold basically everything I own. Except for the stuff that's, you know, very relevant to our build. Oh god. Look at how much, like, sinking they're getting. So funny, because it's first turn start of a wave. Like, you know, just a bunch of them. Of course, it's weird. It's something similar goes on with, which Ego Gift is it? I forget which Ego Gift is. There's another Ego Gift that for some reason changes from first turn to first turn start of a wave. And it really sounds like it does nothing because there's no multi-wave fights in Mirror Dungeon 3. So, like, what does that give us? And the answer is not a lot. Nice. Wonderful strike indeed. If we get, like, really lucky and never final bosses like the Fox or something, we can stack up pretty stupid amounts of sinking. Because against the Fox, that's like one of the few final bosses that actually has like a lot of enemies to start off with. So it definitely could matter. Risky Judgment, this we can stack damage on you. Who do we want to deluge? Probably... You know, you might just die. You're just dead, I think. Most of these guys are just dead. Okay, we'll do it on you then. We'll do that there. A little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of this. Okay, looks good. What do you? Okay, the one sanity down for for Heathcliff is so funny, because it's because of his passive triggering. He spent one of his sinking counts, and he took 1 sanity damage in the process. I don't know. I don't know if that was sinking his triggering rolls in. That wasn't the same number. That's the thing. I might just be misinterpreting something as well. It's a very common occurrence. Like, is it just supposed to break Singing Deluge into multiple numbers? Something like how, like, some attacks are, just kind of like that. Could be, for all I know. Yeah, this just kills thanks to the sinking. I mean, most of these just kill thanks to the sinking. These guys are taking, like, an additional 10 hit with every attack. So something like Heathcliff, who, you know, has a lot of coins on his skills, but sometimes just doesn't roll very high. He's doing great here. He's doing great as just someone to trigger sinking. If we really wanted someone to trigger sinking, we could have always taken, like, Molar Sinclair for his 4-coin skill one. That's the wrong way. Whoops. What, Helterfly? I kind of skipped past that. Yeah, Helterfly, not great for us. Maybe we could like randomly fuse it with Zippo Lighter and see if we get something good. There is always a chance. Chance isn't 0. That didn't do too much because, you know, that guy didn't have, you know, enough sinking to actually deluge it. It's based on sinking potency, right? Like, enemy needs to have, like, 6+ sinking potency for deluge to trigger. And the skill 3 itself doesn't actually inflict any sinking potency, it just inflicts count. If you had Midwinter Nightmare, the skill 3 alone is enough to trigger. Now, if it's skill 3 and, like, certain amounts of sinking count to the enemy would just be enough, right? That sounds right. You should wrap this up soon. Ishmael's kind of going a little crazy in the background. There we go. Yeah, Rhoda taking her time punching someone to death while Ishmael is just consistent, just keeps on stabbing her harpoon, just actively, like, twisting it, like, in someone's body. Eternal torment type deal. Yeah, that's a lot of numbers showing up. Maybe I'll go back and, like, check later or something, like... I don't know. I don't know if it's supposed to be that many numbers showing up. But it could just be me missing something. It's really hard to say. Explosive Blast. Blow this guy up. He didn't blow up, sad. For a name called Explosive Blast, that guy sure hasn't exploded. Sloth Resonance. Nice. And Mass Attack. There we go. This is also very great for spending a lot of sinking on people. Not that it really mattered too much there. There we go. And sinking number just showed up twice for him. Despite it being a single target being hit once. I think it's just a visual thing. I'm fairly certain it is, and I need to stop obsessing over it. Can't skip. Make this plus for, you know, whenever we use envy skills and we inflict a bunch more random sinking potency. What are we thinking? Want to fuse these two together for the joke? No, it's only if you use a tier 1 and a tier 2, it's only a tier 1, God. That's a no. We will save this cost for the future. Bosses we could pierce and envy. Is that Gluppo? Yeah, that's Gluppo, right? I think so. Gluppo are my beloved. Save the blood seep scent this time. No need to go for it immediately.
깨달았나?
Oh, it's Nebulizer that goes from first turn of a fight to first turn of a wave. That's right. Took me a while to remember which one it was, but yeah. Nebulizer, if you get it to plus, it makes it so it triggers at the start of every wave instead of a fight. Would be good if, you know, there was a situation for that. If they really wanted to make that, like, matter, like, maybe, like, make Chromer, like, functionally a two-wave fight. You know, second form is, like, a second wave. That could work. Of course, only do that in the Mirror Dungeon one. Do not change how it works in, you know, the actual, like, story Chromer fight. Because if you see wave 1 out of 2 when fighting a human, like, that's not a good thing. It's kind of like how, for, like, if you, like, look closely in Ruina before Wedge Office, it tells you that there are 2 acts, which is very bad given how every single name character shows up in the first act. If you notice that, you're kind of going to be like, what's going on? And it's going to seem super sketchy, because it is super sketchy. Syncing is so funny against normal enemies. Like, yeah, we really are doing a lot here with the syncing. At least these guys are really sad. That's the important thing. Is syncing supposed to do damage to people with negative 45 sanity? You'd really think so, but it doesn't. Against humans, it's just pure sanity reduction, which is still really good, don't get me wrong. The people at low sanity just kind of can't do anything usually, but negative coin enemies do exist. I'm sure syncing is awful if you actually tried to use it against, like, any of, like, the pallid mermaid type, like, the palladified people. I don't really need the ego gift. Give me the levels. Ooh. Not great. Gregor, I believe in you. Thank you, Gregor. Give me the +2 levels. Yeah, there we go. And it's Gluppo time, who does resist Gloom, but we can still sinking him to death fairly easily, I feel. Could also be a good enough time to... I guess Compass doesn't do too much for us here. Let's see, which part did it inflict the most on? Right eye. I mean, left eye is the one we're going to stack it on, though, because left eye is the one's weak to Gloom. Without a doubt. Rhyme Shake can hit all 3 of them, right? If we do a little bit of this, then yeah. Whoops. Yeah, if we do a little bit of this, then it's hitting all 3 parts. Oh, I forgot, I want to corrode it. I want to corrode it anyways. Whoops. The corrosion does hit the part I want to hit, though. That's good. It seems like it's hitting all 3 parts, so that's good. Like sinking count next turn, don't mind if I do. Like sinking count, don't mind if I do. You can just counter the other eye or something since that's someone who's weak to Wrath. Sure, you got this. Okay, this inflicts sinking, sure. This inflicts sinking, sure. Trying to tell if we're doing too much. Like, actual potency here. I mean, we're using Rhyme Shake. This'll work. There's really not a need to be, like, concerned about what's going on here. You're in for a rude awakening. Sprouting Bud sets up sinking for next turn. Hopefully we're not doing too much this turn. Oh, this is not looking great. Okay, we're fine though. This is a little bit more sinking count. Keep the count going decently. It looks like we staggered the eye that we've been sinking out. Luckily, it's going to reduce sanity for Heathcliff. Oh no, it's going to do it for Rodion. I forgot, Rodion is less sanity than Heathcliff right now because, tomfoolery. Yeah, we cannot go for another safe rhyme shank here, I don't think. Yeah, negative 25 sanity, not great. How's the left eye looking? 2211. We're not gonna be able to tremor deluge or tremor deluge. We're not gonna be able to sinking deluge this fight, that's for sure. That's fine. You can try clashing if you want. You probably shouldn't. You can try clashing if you want. You're gonna do SP damage to Heathcliff. Don't mind if you do. With some sinking. Sure, how much was it at? 11 count? That's fine. Yeah, we can go for some less than optimal things here, I think. Pretty safely. You guys just attack the other eye, though, because I don't really want you guys going for the main one. Our Lane of Illusion is sinking, right? It's like 4 sinking or something. Maybe that could have been worthwhile. Maybe. Very solid, maybe. Bunch more sinking next turn. Nice. Stacking sinking on the right eye, too, even if it's not, you know, our main intention. We should be able to just gun you down next turn, though, right? Like, your chances of survive is not good. 552, we can easily do that with how much sinking we've got on the left eye. Right? 30 sinking with 10 count. Like, starting out with this, then we're gonna go for, like, a bunch of, like, multi-coin attacks. We could get Sinking Deluge next turn. It's not gonna matter, though. You are not surviving. This will be a little bit more sinking count. That's nice, making sure that you know, take enough to die, and it's even more sinking potency and stuff. Yeah, that was 327 damage on its own. Weight of knowledge, even if it gets all tails kills, yep. Nice. I forgot one of his eyes was weak to gloom when I went into the fight. I thought, like, I remember he had an eye that was weak to wrath, and only one of his eyes was, stuff like that. Didn't remember that part, though. Special contract is kill. What do I want here? None of these really appeal to me that much. Special contract is stupid amounts of damage, but, like, I want to get a funny deluge off, most likely, right? That's fine. It'll work. We could sell it if we want to. On the shop. I think, is the shop guaranteed to be, like, late on this floor? I've kind of noticed that. I don't know if I've, like, mentioned it, but it always seems like it's on, like, the last or, like, second to last node. Which, if so, that's really good. Oh, you need your sanity still, that's right. If you go for a sloth resonance, maybe then you could win a clash. Actually, you've got a decent chance of winning this clash anyways. Maybe the sloth resonance will push it into the realm of being, like, very likely. Who knows? You're gonna get hit there, that's fine. You're DHE, you're fine. Like that. Still favored, still decent chances. Get a little bit of sandy up, there we go. We'll be able to heal you in time for our next, you know, sinking party, I guess you would call it, which is going to be the boss. I actually didn't look at what the boss was weak to. I never do that for some reason. Maybe I should. Maybe that would be a good idea. There we go, a bunch of potency on you. And you're going to gain a little bit more count as well. Oh, nice. A little bit of rupture with that one, that's fine. It's combat start. So this Headless Portrait only triggers once I press the button. Okay. So we don't see it in action. Good to know. Who do we want to blow up? Probably you, honestly. Then we'll just focus everyone else down with our random attacks here and there. And I mean, we should be good. You resist gloom? We do not care. We still kill. Yep. That easy. Let's see, Scent. Just because you've got the most HP, you're the most likely to actually be able to take the Deluge, and there you go.
맞는 거야. 방금 어떻게 하신 거죠? 깜짝 놀랐어요.
우리가 우세. 서둘러 끝내보자고.
Okay. Want her dead, of course. Makes sense. You got 7 speed. Yeah, that's the one issue. These guys already have, like, really good speed rolls. Yeah, they've got 4 to 6 by default, so they always roll fast. But, you know, +1 to their max could be a little scary. You guys are 2 to 5. So, you know, 6 is a little bit uncommon of a roll from you. You're both going for... Okay, we can't redirect either of those, but once again, it's DHE. I think we're going to be fine. Like that, there we go. Oh, said we had good chances here, and we sure do. Nice.
맞는 거야.
That guy also resists Gloom. Those are the ones I guess we need to be more worried about in sinking rounds, the Gloom guys and the Gluttony ones, since they are the ones that resist Gloom, and therefore they resist sinking. They take like half damage, I presume. I didn't check what their resistances are, but I assume it's half. Well, the Wrath guys and the Sloth guys are weak to Gloom, and therefore they're going to take even more damage. Burning Intellect, something else for me to sell, excellent. It's like a garage sale out here. Okay, what do I want? Do I want 2 levels, or do I want the Bell? The Bell we could sell for a decent bit, but levels are also funny. I think it's better to sell stuff here, though. You got this? Nice.
좋아.
Bell of Truth. Another random event, Curriculum Vitae. This is a Gloom ego gift. Would have been nice early on. Oh well.
순수했던 나날로.
What they should take the floor 3 rest stop and move it to make it so it's like guaranteed to be like early on floor 4. So that way you can like almost always get like both the rest stop and the shop on floor 4, since the shop's always at the end. Make the rest stop like always at the beginning, something like that. So that you've got, you know, a little more time before your final rest stop. Who knows? They're gonna do something funny with Mirror Dungeon 3 Hard, that's for sure. Wouldn't be surprised if it's something that none of us are expecting. Some stupid gimmick or something, who knows. The mounting trials may be worse. Maybe you're forced to take all 3 mounting trials no matter which ego gift you take. Honestly, that would make a lot of sense. There's a lot of scary ones on the final floor. Because they gain more speed, more clash power, more one-sided attack power, more slot weight. I think them giving all enemies like slot weight on the final floor of Mirror Dungeon 3 Hard would make perfect sense. So would all the other changes, really, from the mounting trials. I'm probably going to learn tomorrow, that's the thing. Patch notes are probably going to talk about Mirror Dungeon 3 Hard, at least to some extent, to give us an idea of like what's so hard about it. And also give us an idea of, you know, what's going to be in there. Are we going to have to fight, Sign of Roses? The answer is probably. But we'll see, we will see. These guys they're taking so much sanity damage, it's doing so little to them that it's so funny. Yeah, they're all panicking. Actually, I should test something here. So I've heard, apparently when these guys panic, they just don't do anything for the rest of the fight, right? Okay. So if I wanted to, I could just, like, spam this. And I do have blue Zippo-later. So I am still building up resources, so I could theoretically just infinitely do this and gain infinite ego resources. I hadn't actually tried it before now. Sinking Theme is probably the best time to try it. We should put them out of their misery, though. These guys are just... They've been fully bongified. There's not much they can do at this point. Yeah, do 532 damage worth of Sinking Deluge. Might as well. We're stacking so much Sinking and it's doing so little. God. Yeah, apparently though, the panic thing is just because of these guys' panics effect. I think they're the only ones who have it, at least in Mirror Dungeon 3. There might be some, like, early game fights that also have this panic effect, but, stuff like the prologue type fights. I don't know. That kind of stuff, it would be kind of hard to make someone go insane, though. Although it does happen automatically with one of them or something. You know. Okay, give me an event. This is a pretty good ego gift, that's for sure. Just more damage up. We're gonna sell it because it's a tier 3, so it's gonna sell for a lot. Okay, more of you. Sloth Resonance? We do love good Sloth Resonance. Can we even get a Lost Resonance on this team? We can with Egos, right? Like, we can just pop, like, Yada and, like... something else, probably. I don't think I've got Rose Desire on either of those two. Do we have any other lusts? Oh yeah, we do. We've got 9 too. Okay. We don't have any of the Rose Desire, so I was right on that front. So we could get that going, which is going to be pretty nice, because if we just spam some of those egos and the people that really aren't doing much for our team anyways, we do have like 3 sing count to all enemies. Which is more sinking. So it's, I mean, pretty good to at least use like the first turn of the fight or something.
지금은 기세를 다시 잡았군요.
뭐 위기에 강하다 그런 거야?
오작 터뜨려주지.
Okay, that's fine. These guys are only rolling tails, as you'd expect from them, since they're not exactly doing great mentally. You're not even getting a chance to. Oh no, you're gonna get a chance to deluge. I was not expecting that. Nice 280 deluge or something like that, I think. Pretty swell. And just you 4 left. Means you should be easy to finish off. More Sloth Resonance. Oh, you've actually got a Lust skill. I forgot about that. So your skill 3 could be good for us. I mean, our primary goal is we're gonna want probably like another Sinking Deluge on Yisong at this shop. Either that or maybe another Ishmael skill 3. Whichever one shows up first, probably. Maybe I remove some of the from the team and add like a second Yisong or something. Maybe I remove most of the team. No, they're there for the Lost Residence, which will be, you know, 3 sinking count on a single body part of the boss. Which could matter. Yeah, it sure could matter. Who can say? Okay, let's see. So what do we want here? We're looking for anything sinking related as far as EU gifts go. Gray coat's like good for us technically, but like not like sinking related, so I don't care too much. Rodion skill really isn't that interesting. Ishmael skill. Okay, I'll take this then. You don't matter for us anymore. You've never mattered for us. You've never mattered for us. You've never mattered for us, and you've never mattered for us. Okay, we roll these 5 gifts. You gain more, like, Starlight by saving you gifts, right? Too bad. Too bad. Wah. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine with how this is looking. We go here, we roll with this team still. Could take someone off, get more skill slots on Yisong or something. That's fine. I'm not too concerned. It is Fairy, who does resist Gloom. A little rude. Does he actually, though? No, he doesn't. It's just the mounting trial saying that. Okay, we've started with a Bloodsteep Scent. That's good to see. Rhyme-Shink, is this going to hit both, or is it only going to hit one and be rude? Okay, it's hitting both. It's going for the body. Okay. So we can stack this a little bit. We'll have you go for 9-2, perhaps? That way we got a Lust Resonance going, because it just requires any Lust Resonance, right? Yeah, just Lust Resonance, which means we need to use 2 Lust skills. You can clash there. You can clash there. We just need to clash with that one, then. Just doable enough. More sinking count. More sinking count. You just, like, counter this one. Yeah, this is good. We should have rerolled for the coin. That's fine. It won't matter too much, but it would be really funny if we had the coin here.
공격은 적합하진 않아 보이네요. 관리법에 적어둬야.
Okay, Whirlwind. This one doesn't inflict any sinking, but it is a lust skill, so it's good. It's working out for us in that regards. Doing some damage to him just in the process, of course. And this one doesn't do much. I think it's probably hitting both parts, unless I did it wrong. I think it's hitting both parts though, which is fine. Probably don't want to hit both parts, but it's not that big of a deal, that's for sure. Oh, you're hitting him. He's not very happy about that. He's gonna counter you a little bit, just a wee bit. And Burn also showed up twice. I guess it's just a thing with stat effects in general right now. Okay, we are corroding this again. It's hitting both parts. For a second I thought it was only hitting one, that's fine. Okay, we go for all in for the arm probably. I'm actually getting a high speed roll, so yeah, that's fine. I'm not too concerned. You might die here. Could go for another Lost Resonance if we really wanted to. I don't think it matters that much though, so we'll just do a little bit of this. Okay. We reduce sinking count a little bit, we increase it a little bit. Yin and yang, roughly. You're healing up a bunch, that's fine. It's not gonna matter by the time we're done with you. It does not take a lot in order to make you in death range. Thanks to the beauty, the true power that is Sinking Deluge, and how it's coming directly for you soon. Cool. You're gonna die to Singing Deluge now. Okay. We'll do that. I mean, that just kills. There's really not much else for me to say here. You're not living. Yeah, there we go, 1200 damage. That is the funny big number. We love sinking. It's sometimes it's just that simple. You use Sinking Deluge and you win. We love it. Yeah, you did the most, no shock there. Rodion did the second most. Ishmael did a far cry from the other two as far as damage goes. That's because Yisong was, bursting it, and, he was deluging it, and Rodion had her ego, which did a fair bit of damage. Like, this number is just not very truthful in general. Everyone's done so much damage because of the fact that, it counts sinking damage towards whoever actually landed the hit there. Nice 150 Starlight, that's fine. Yeah, acquired EO gifts only 5 for having 5 EO gifts. Maybe I should save more. I think it's funny selling it, though. So I'm fine with missing out on a couple of those just for the sake of the funny big damage number. Not too big of a difference. I would have just gotten, like 10 more or something? It's 1 Starlight per EO gift you have. Yeah, maybe I should save more. Maybe I should. It's an eternal grind to get the last stuff in the compendium, though. Because I'm still missing Downpour, Thrill, Mirror Fragments, and whatever the new paper is. And then I'll be up to date. But yeah, we sinking sure is funny. And the compass just adds... The compass is really great for just the starting sinking Yugi, you know? It makes it so it, like, really sets up your, like, fights really well, right? Just a bunch of singing at the start of each wave. It's quote-unquote start of each wave. It's the start of each fight. And it's, like, a fair bit, too, because it's, like, 10 singing count plus 4 times the amount of enemies you're facing. And just distributed randomly among all of them. That can matter a lot, especially, like, it's really good for, like, multi-enemy fights and stuff. Not as insane for bosses, because there's only one enemies most time in bosses. Something against, like, maybe Drifting Fox it could be good against, but at the same time, Drifting Fox, then you might get all the sinking on the umbrellas. But anyways, thank you all for watching. That'll be all for this time. Thank you all for watching. I messed up my outro. Great job, me. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.